Hey, good evening. Good evening. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Won't be here before you all very long. Just have a short message that I want to share with you all. I hope you guys have had an amazing Wednesday. And if you did not tune in this morning for Wednesday Morning Manna, make sure you go and watch the replay. We started a new series on encouragement in uncertain times. And today's topic, or the title of today's topic, was um, Unbothered by Babylon. So go check it out when you have a moment. But listen, come on in the room and then invite somebody. Tonight, I want to just share something with you all about delayed obedience. Delayed obedience. Yep. So come on in the room, tag somebody, let them know we're here. Share this broadcast out. Again, not going to be before you very long as I have another um, meeting to get to here in a few minutes. So let me just dig in. So here's the thing. I have been sharing with you all for quite some time some various different ways in which you can join this movement, right? This movement of financial rebels who are learning how to stop begging God for money and learning how to steward, right? To become a radical godly steward. And so I have been sharing with you all various opportunities in ways that you can do that. And I haven't been the only one. There are other people out here who are carrying this message as well. They may use different wording, but same message, right? And so maybe you have also heard them. And maybe you're thinking about it. In fact, there are some of you that I know you're thinking about it. There are some of you that I know that you're praying about it. How do I know this? Because these are things that you have told me, right? You're thinking about it, you're praying about it, you're waiting for confirmation. And the interesting thing is that you're not waiting for confirmation and because you have maybe at the beginning of this year, maybe the beginning of last year, maybe 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, you said to the Lord that you knew that it was time to get your financial house in order, right? You maybe it was even back in 2020 when we had the pandemic. Maybe it was after that. Maybe it was even before that, right? Or some other significant event in your life that happened, and you were like, "Nope, I got to get these things together." I had someone come to me, not long ago, and was like, "Hey, I need to work on this." And particularly on a certain aspect because a family member had passed away and they saw how that person did not do the things that was necessary to make sure that everything was prepared in case, right? And so you may have been thinking about it, you may have been praying about it, you may say that you're waiting for confirmation, but I want to tell you the truth today. Okay. If you come here, you know you're going to get truth, right? And sometimes the truth is all good. We want to hear it. And sometimes the truth is not so good. We don't want to hear it, right? And so tonight might be one of those nights where you don't want to hear it, but I'm going to share it with you anyway because um, I'm supposed to, right? So delayed obedience is still disobedience, right? Like I said, the Lord has called you a while ago to get your finances in order. And you have put up various different types of excuses. Oh, I'm going to wait until this certain time, whatever that is. I'm going to wait until my child gets to the next grade, or I'm going to wait until after we move, or I'm going to wait until next year, start fresh, January 1. I'm going to wait until I start the new job. I'm going to wait until whatever, right? I'm going to wait until it rains and seven cows fly through the sky. Like, we have all of these things that we keep saying, okay, this is not a good time, let me just wait. Delayed obedience is still disobedience. How many times has God told you to move and you sat on it, right? How many open doors have expired because you waited too long? I mean, literally, the very thing that you have been praying about, it shows up at your door and it knocks, right? And, some of you don't even open the door. You kind of peek out and you're like, oh my gosh, it's here. You don't even open the door. You run to the back of your house. Some of you at least open the door. You're like, oh, hey, good to see you. Then you close the door, right? And we do that for a number of reasons. One of them is fear, right? So the very thing that you have prayed for, now it has shown up, and now you're afraid. You're like, what am I going to do with this? I prayed for this, but what am I'm not ready, right? Or you think you're not ready. And so you're afraid. And we have to be very mindful because fear will paralyze you. And yes, it will even paralyze you from moving forward, being obedient in your finances. So I remember a conversation with someone, and they were talking about how, okay, because they had some sessions with me already, and they were talking about, okay, they know they need to do XYZ, they've done Y, they've done Z and Z and a half, but they haven't done X, right? And X happened to be produce more income. And the reason they hadn't done it was because they thought about getting another like part-time job, right? Um, but they haven't moved on that. Then when they think about other things where they don't actually have to show up to a job, like something where you can more control your schedule, then they're like, well, but I don't know about that, because what if it's a scam? So they have been back and forth between these two things. Get a part-time. I don't really want to do that though, because I already have a demanding 9 to 5. But over here, I'm not sure, if I sign up for these things where I can control my own time, my own hours or whatever, but what if it's a scam? So what happened? They were paralyzed from the fear, which means they've done nothing, right? And because there is no movement, obviously there is no change in their situation, right? And so doors may have been expiring because they waited too long, right? So I don't know. Are you in that situation this evening? Are you in a situation where it's like, I know I need to do this? Um, the Lord has already told me I can't even front about it. I know that. And I'm just making excuses about timing, about, you know, mm, not enough money or this or that, right? We're just making all kinds of excuses because the truth of the matter is that I am afraid. I am afraid to do something different. So I'm going to make up all these excuses that sound good. Some of them even sound biblical, right? Like all in God's timing, right? And God is sitting up there like, I don't even know why you're putting this on me, because it's on you. I've given you the ability, right? And so if he's already told you to get your finances in order, and if he's already convicted you about your poor stewardship, then what are you still praying for? And I can ask this question because I used to do the same thing. Oh, pray for something, it shows up, then I'm telling, the other person or whatever, oh, I need to pray about that. I've already prayed about it. I've already asked for this. I've already, but oh, I need to pray about it. And if I'm being honest, The reason why I answered with, I need to pray about it, is because I was scared of the unknown. I'm not sure what is going to happen if I do this, right? And unfortunately, we will stay in our dysfunctional comfort zone. Why? Because we already know what's going to happen there. I mean, even though I know this is not serving me, even though I know that this is to my detriment, even though I know that I'm not making any progress, I'm going to stay right here because I know this life. At least I know that if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to get what I always got. At least I know that, right? And that's insanity, right? So again, I say if he's already told you to get your finances in order, if he's already convicted you about your poor stewardship, then what are you still praying for? Right? It's now time to take action, right? Obedience is not just, I don't know, keeping 10 commandments or um I don't know, giving or something like that. It's about, especially when it comes to money, it's about how you handle every dollar, right? In our churches, unintentionally, sometimes we've done a poor job because we have always emphasized a certain percentage. And so now you think the rest of it belongs to you, can do with it what you want, right? And you might think that you're okay if you're doing that percentage, right? I'm all right, but you're not all right, right? Obedience isn't just about the percentage that you're giving to God. It's about how you handle every single dollar that He entrusts to you. Yes, every single one, every single dollar and every single cent, right? And partial stewardship is still disobedience. Delayed obedience. I'll wait till tomorrow. Oh, I'll wait till next week. Oh, I'll wait till next month. Oh, you know what? In the fall, that sounds like a good time. You know what? I, I'm going to wait until you offer the course next time, right? And we make these assumptions that we're going to be around for the next time, or the course will be around for the next time, or whatever. Now, there are some legitimate cases in which a person legitimately cannot do the course that time. They have to wait for the next one. I'm not talking about that, right? I'm talking about when we know that we know that we know that we're just putting up excuses, right? So financial rebellion isn't this cute class, okay, that I've put together. What it is it is a spiritual act of war against disobedience, against confusion, and against financial bondage. On one hand, you say you're sick and tired of it, but on the other hand, you're afraid to do something about it, right? And I'm here to tell you today that you have delayed long enough. All right. Now, this class starts in August. And though it starts in August, we do have an early bird 50% off offer for the first 5 rebels who move right now. Okay. All these links to the things that I'm about to share with you are in the description. Some of you know that you have been called to be part of that 90-day experience. All right. You're not financially strapped to where that would be a detriment to you. You can handle it, and you know that the Lord has been talking to you about being in that course, right? So don't delay. Catch it while it's 50% off, because shortly it's going to go back to full price. Okay. Then, for those of you who are like, yes, the Lord is calling, but I legitimately cannot afford to do the 90-day experience, right? Because here's the thing, I don't want your rent money, bill money, children's money, food money. I don't want any of that, right? You need to be above, you need to have this discretionary above and beyond that. And so if That is the issue. There's still no excuse because I have various different levels where you can get in, right? Just get in where you fit in. I have yesterday and today offered this, have a limited time offer where you can do a Kingdom Finance audit for $97. This is cool because it'll give you a sneak peek to what the actual 90-day experience looks like, so that when it's your time for that, you will have a taste of what that can be like. But in addition to just having a taste of what the 90-day experience will be like, you will be able to at least get, have a look at your situation and what's going on now. We're going to be able to identify, where you're losing money and other opportunities to produce income, to multiply, to dominate. We're going to be looking at that in this audit, right? So one to one, which I don't even do one-on-ones anymore. Okay. So I made a special exception this time because there is something, I just don't want anyone to be left behind. I know that people are being called to get this area of their lives together, and everybody is at different levels, right? And so I don't want anyone to have an excuse as far as money. Okay. So the Kingdom Finance Audit is $97. There's a link there. It will tell you all about it. Get in where you fit in. If you cannot do the financial rebellion class right now, then do that. Okay. And these things that I'm talking about, with these two things, the 90-day experience and the finance audit, Afterpay is offered with that. And with the 90-day experience, you have Klarna and Afterpay. Okay. Now, if you say, I can't even do the $97, and I get it because I've been there before as well. I can't even do the $97. All right. Then I will say, hey, get my book. Okay. Get my book. There is no excuse, not an excuse. Get the book. Stop begging God for money. Okay. It will cost you, I think it's $8 or $9 or so on Kindle. It's $15.99 for the paperback on Amazon. If you have a few extra dollars where you would like for me to sign it, then go to my personal website, authorlexijohnson.com, order it from there, right? Got to get in where you fit in. There is no excuse. The book is going to give you step by step. Now you'll do it on your own, but at least you will have a blueprint in front of you, right? And then if you say, you know what, I don't even have $9 to $15 or $9 to $20 to even purchase a book, then I have a complimentary Stop Begging God for Money guide, costs you nothing. So there are no excuses. All right. If God has called you to obey in this area, if He's called you to get your finances in order, then you got to get in where you fit in. Okay. I ought to be seeing all these links jumping. Okay. Because people are getting in where they fit in. All right. We are living in a time, and times are always uncertain. Okay. But we are truly living in some times economically where we need to make sure that we're not dependent on government, dependent on an administration to enact certain policies or not to enact certain policies. We can't be dependent on the world, and we don't have to be, because God did not create us or design us to be dependent on the world. We live in this world, but we're not of this world. Okay? He didn't create us for that. He created us to produce, to multiply, and dominate. All right. So, again, if He has called you in any way to get your finances in order, then you need to be checking out one of these options. Okay. Whatever best suits you. And don't settle. Don't settle. What do I mean by that? Some people will actually have the discretionary to be part of the 90-day experience, but you're going to be like, I'll just get the book, and just settle there. Don't do that. Okay. Delayed obedience is still, it is still disobedience. All right. So let me just flash these one more time. That is the Financial Rebellion program. Join. Okay. Right now it's 50% off until the 5 slots are full or until June 15th. Then it's going to go back to regular price. Klarna, Afterpay, all of that available. Okay. And then again, if you can't do that at this time, the least you can do is get the book. The book is a how-to guide. And I have had a few readers already to say, look, this I have, I thought I was just going to be able to breeze through this book, but no, I got to chapter 2 and I had to put it down because I had to go do what you were telling me to do. I designed this book so that you could take practical and actionable steps. So you would have no excuse, okay? If you cannot afford the 90-day coaching program with me, then the book is here and you can take what you learn in that book and begin. Okay. So that's all that I wanted to share with you all tonight, that delayed disobedience is still disobedience. If God has called you to get your financial house in order, and I'm going to tell you that's just about anyone who needs to. Okay. If he has spoken to you specifically, then I'm looking forward to seeing you in one of these various different options. Okay. All the information you need is in the description or in the show notes. The links are there. Check everything out. But please, by all means, take action. Do not allow fear to paralyze you, because that paralysis is causing you to be disobedient. And we can't afford to, at any time in our walk with Christ, to be out of alignment. There's no protection there. All right. God bless you. I will see you guys next time. Bye.